Public Sector Week really is a week that celebrates the public sector and all the work that they do.
Public Sector Week runs for 5 days, and over those 5 days we have 14 sessions that deal with a lot of complex and challenging issues.
The beauty of the 5-day event, I think, is it gives people, first of all, some flexibility about what they can and can't see and can and can't do away from their desks, but they actually meet other people, meet their peers, meet people from right across the sector.
It's a chance for the public sector to come together, to contemplate the things that are going on around us, to think about the big issues and to think about what we need to look like in the future to tackle those big issues.
A week like this is so important to recognise the breadth and the extent of work undertaken by the public service across Victoria.
I think conferences like this enable us to debate some of the big issues, to talk in a safe place about things that are really important.
It gives people a space to actually come and educate themselves on some of these issues and be challenged around some issues that they mightn't have thought about before, and take that back to their workplaces and think about how they can create change in their workplaces.
Because one of the things with Public Sector Week is that we actually want people to leave a session feeling they've been challenged, but they also feel inspired to actually make a difference, to make a change.
Well, I guess for us it's a really great opportunity to share experiences, to share insights, and to come together to have those discussions that you often don't have on a day-to-day basis.
The speakers weren't shy from talking about some of the things that weren't working, but then also shining a light on some of the things that they saw as going to be leading the way and helping with transformation and disruption.
Very helpful. They all come from different backgrounds. They gave us different perspectives.
It allows these kind of conversations to happen to a really broad audience, to get us to really think about how do we start to change cultures so that diversity and intersectionality is really, really brought into organisations.
I found it was a good balance of people who were researching and I guess consulting in the area versus those working in the area trying to make the changes from the inside.
I found it incredibly valuable, great to step above the day-to-day grind of being a public servant.
I kind of thought that it'd just be like presentation after presentation. I really like that there's been a lot of panel discussions and the whole Slido thing.
The part that I was most fascinated by was the use of Slido and the questions that were coming from the audience. I think it's such a great format because it means that people are listening, responding and asking the questions that are actually relevant to them.
It's always fantastic when you have a group of people who really want to have a deep conversation around the challenges that you set them in a workshop. So it was terrific to see them coming together.
I think the workshop was really interactive, and it's good because normally, sometimes sessions can be a bit less interactive, and I think it really got us to think about how it would work in real life.
Say hi to people you haven't met, even though it can be really hard. Always go out and seek opportunity and just be really open to what you're learning.
Networking in an area such as public service is really important because, at the end of the day, we're all striving towards the same sort of goals.
And Public Sector Week is all about asking really big questions and prioritising time to get out of the everyday, back up into the big ideas, looking across at what other people are doing.
Cross-contamination of ideas and hopefully the good ones stick and the bad ones can drop away somewhere.
Weeks like this are great. It really vocalises what the main issues are.
I think anything that gets public servants together with the ability to have frank and fearless conversations about the challenges and opportunities that we're seeing is great. It's good to be able to get away from work on a day-to-day basis and actually think about some of the bigger issues.
Change is going to happen whether you like it or not, so you might as well look for the opportunities.
If we're actually going to make change for the better of the community, we need to challenge ourselves to think differently, identify the new opportunities, the new thinking, and give that a crack.
Because we serve communities, and it's really critical the communities trust the decisions that we make.
So if we want to provide the best services to our community, we need to have organisations that have a high degree of trust and integrity in the way that they behave.
So I've been involved with IPA for quite a while, and we see them as the professional development organisation for the public sector.
We decided to collaborate with IPA because we're really committed to also helping to strengthen the public service here in Victoria, and can see the value in the collaboration in terms of partnering to get better outcomes for people in communities.
I came to IPA Victoria because I was interested in being able to further develop my career in the public sector, and IPA Victoria offers a range of opportunities to be able to do that through its professional development courses.
The courses that IPA provide are probably more relevant than some of the other equivalent organisations. I believe that IPA understand those challenges and they're able to make the most of it and provide the best stories and case studies to help people.
So IPA plays a crucial role as a connector, as an innovator, as a provocateur, helping the public service to continually improve.
IPA is really important because it provides a voice for the public purpose sector and its participants and its members.
Many people spend their entire career working within the public sector, and I think it's important that we keep striving to be the best we can possibly be.
People look towards IPA to show leadership about bringing forward emerging issues to a forum, and there's not too many groups that can do that. IPA can and IPA does.
We've also got, because it's our 90th anniversary, we'll be celebrating our 90th anniversary with a public event. We're very proud to be 90 years old, and we started in 1929, around the time of the Great Depression. So a group of public servants and academics from Melbourne University got together and set up the Institute. And since then, the organisation has grown from strength to strength.
For young professionals that are interested in being involved in IPA Victoria in the public sector, I say do go for it.
We've been going through a lot of discussion recently around the future, and the future is about recognising that we need to focus on the next generation.
We are the future, and we are the ones that will be dealing with this in the future, and so we need to be thinking about how as we move forward in our workforce, how we're going to adapt and change, but also lead that change and adaptation for future generations to come.